Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Topping our newscast, bad behavior on the school bus has gotten too far for the Department of Education. This week, a group of students caused the department to suspend services for one school bus route on St. Croix. According to education officials, it's a safety issue that could cause harm and injury to everyone in the transport. News 2's April Knight has details.
On St. Croix, some 60 students won't be getting rides to school for a few weeks, at least not from a school bus. Starting Wednesday, the school bus servicing Central High students traveling the Richmond-Kennedy routes will be suspended, and it's going to stay that way until the end of the month. According to education officials, it's because of bad behavior in the bus, getting completely out of control.
Number one, it started with the loud yelling and screaming, hanging out the bus while the bus is in motion, not following the directive of the bus driver, fighting on the bus, general misbehavior that is very distracting.
According to education officials, they tried to call a meeting earlier in the week with parents, but only one parent showed up.
The meeting was scheduled. It was announced in the media several times. Students were aware of the meeting.
And although not all the students in the suspended bus are guilty of acting out, according to education officials, enough of them are to cause a safety issue.
We never want to get that call that an accident has occurred with a school bus and that our children are injured and parents have to meet us at the hospital.
But bad student behavior in school buses is a chronic problem. In the future, education officials are considering stripping individual students of school bus privileges instead of suspending the entire bus.
Students need to understand riding the bus is a privilege, it's not a right. And if you're going to create an unsafe situation on the school bus, then you don't need to ride on the school bus.
Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
According to Insula Superintendent Williams, she will support any effort by the school administration to reach out to the parents again to discuss this issue. Count on 2 to keep you updated. The next time you get in your car, better make sure you buckle in. Starting Sunday, the Virgin Islands Police Department is implementing its annual Click It or Ticket campaign, all in an effort to promote proper use of car restraints in the territory. Here's more.
Click It or Ticket is a nationwide enforcement mobilization in which we target and encourage seatbelt use. We target violators of not using seatbelts, and we continue to encourage parents to buckle up their children, put them in car seats, booster seats. Everyone should use their seatbelts, booster seats, car restraints, any form, to make sure that you are not ticketed by the police department.
In other news, Crime Stoppers needs your help on Thursday, April 4th, 2016 at approximately 11:08 p.m. Mr. Luis Vargas, a Hispanic male also known as Squeeze, was found dead in the vicinity of Building 9 in the Ruby Rouse housing community, Watergut Homes. Detectives believe that Mr. Vargas was shot close to the area where his body was found, and that individuals may have critical information that will further assist in this investigation. If you have any information pertaining to this incident, please notify Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS, www.crimestoppersvi.org, or www.p3tips.com. You can also download the free mobile app P3 Tips onto any mobile device and be able to leave a tip anytime, anywhere. Naeem Akil Smith, 24 of St. Thomas, was arrested and charged with the unlawful possession of 18 firearms, including 2 assault rifles, at the Cyril King Airport in St. Thomas. Smith's arrest resulted from a joint law enforcement operation named Operation Gun Dog, conducted by a CBP-led task force. A hearing was held on May 6 for Smith, where he was ordered to post a $10,000 unsecured bond, wear an electronic monitor. On April 27, 2016, a canine alerted to the presence of firearms inside of his luggage. CBP officers examined Smith's luggage, which revealed pistols, assault rifles, and pistol magazines. Smith could face a maximum of 10 years in prison and $250,000 fine. The Committee on Homeland Security, Justice, and Public Safety met at the Fritz Louette's Legislative Conference Room on St. Croix Wednesday. Among the topics on the table involves FirstNet, which seeks to provide a single interoperable platform for emergency and daily public safety communications for the Virgin Islands. Here's more.
This is a nationwide effort that is not just being done in the territory. It's being done in the 56 states and territories, and it is to establish the infrastructure for which emergency responders can use exclusively to them to ensure that that they can communicate on a daily basis and in the event of an emergency.
Well, here's some good news. The first batch of 2015 income tax refunds have been transmitted to the Department of Finance for processing this week. More than $10 million in refunds will be paid out. Finance Commissioner Valdemar Collins and Internal Revenue Director Marvin Pickering announced. Governor Kenneth Mapp said he was pleased to note the timely processing of refunds and congratulated the Internal Revenue Finance employees for their hard work. Commissioner Collins has pledged that the Finance Department will process 2015 tax refund checks immediately. Both he and Director Pickering acknowledged the hard work and dedication of the employees in the continuous processing and payment of income tax refunds. As we reported, the chairman of the governing board of directors for the Juan F. Louis Hospital and Medical Center announced Monday night during an emergency board meeting that the governing body voted to terminate the acting CEO's contract for Ken Okolo and return him to the position of Chief Operating Officer. The board voted to name Juan F. Louis General Counsel, Attorney Richard Evangelista, as the acting Chief Executive Officer for Juan F. Louis in the interim. He called a staff meeting on Tuesday in which employees were given the opportunity to share their concerns. Board members voted 3-2 in favor of using a national search firm to begin the search for a new CEO. The Virgin Islands GOP saga isn't showing signs of letting up. On Wednesday, in another blow from the camp of State Chairman John Canegata, some polygraph results involving the physical altercation between members during a controversial meeting. Canegata is now challenging what he calls the opposition to submit to the same test. News 2's April Knight has more.
Fueling the internal war within the VI-GOP was this chaotic meeting. There were many different accounts of what became a shoving and shouting match. But who's telling the truth? This is where Scott Wigman comes in, a retired FBI agent and member of the American Polygraph Association. On Wednesday, Wigman shared results of a polygraph test done on Canegata, Espinoza, Garfield Doran, David Johnson, Dennis Lennox, and Liliana Bilardo de O'Neill.
Use the wording "no deception indicated," and that is the outcome of the polygraph examination for the 5 people that I tested here on the island. Another FBI agent who tested Liliana Bilardo de O'Neill in Auburn, Alabama, and the outcome of her examination was also no deception indicated.
The results, according to Wigman, show they're all telling the truth about what happened at that meeting.
Most of them agreed that yes, that she had grabbed the chairman's laptop, okay? They forcibly grabbed the laptop back from her. After that, she grabbed a cell phone that was being used by the parliamentarian at that meeting, a person by the name of Dennis Lennox. She threw that cell phone at Mr. Lennox.
In the past few months, the VI Republican Party has been tearing itself apart because of differences. A big question for the state chair is, can this latest revelation help the party mend moving forward, or does it only widen the chasm?
We'll see. It's up to them. We've extended an olive branch on more than one occasion. It's about time that they stop shooting arrows and start to extend an olive branch.
Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
The Republican Party is split between those supporting Donald Trump and those against the GOP's presumptive nominee. But House Speaker Paul Ryan is hoping he can bring the party together. As Sunlen Sarfati reports, it starts with his meeting Thursday with Trump.
Days before their big meeting, Donald Trump softening his tone and sounding more conciliatory about House Speaker Paul Ryan's role at the Republican National Convention.
He's a very good man. He wants what's good for the party, and I think we're going to have very positive results. And I'd love, frankly, for him to stay and be chairman.
Responding to Ryan's assurance that he would step down as chairman if Trump wanted him to.
We shouldn't just pretend that our party is unified when we know it is not.
In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Ryan says he hopes they can unite the party after a bruising primary battle.
What we want to do is sit down together and talk about how we can unify the Republican Party so that we can be at full strength in the fall.
Trump also in the throes of preparing for the general election, narrowing down his list of potential running mates. One person definitely not interested in the job, former rival Marco Rubio. In his first national interview since dropping out of the race, the senator telling CNN's Jake Tapper,
my differences with Donald, both my reservations about his campaign and my policy differences with him, are well documented, and they remain.
Rubio signaling that his support of Trump is a matter of honoring his word.
I've signed a pledge that said I'd support the Republican nominee, and I intend to continue to do that.
And Trump's fiercest former rival, Senator Ted Cruz, returning to Capitol Hill and leaving the window open for possibly jumping back into the race.
We've suspended the campaign because I can see no viable path to victory. Of course, if that changed, we would reconsider things.
And keeping our eye on the economy, let's take a look at the stock market watch at the New York Stock Exchange. According to the numbers there, we can see everything down. The Dow down 217, NASDAQ 49, S&P 500 down 19. Coming up on News 2, new technology for healthier mothers and children in the territory. It has been unveiled. More about the new interactive wellness kiosk and tablet program as promised. Welcome back. Affordable travel between St. Croix and St. Thomas, a dream come true for many residents. On Tuesday, residents, boaters, senators, and others gathered at the Salt River Bay Marina to witness the QE4, a $2 million ferry boat designed by Gold Coast Yachts and owned by local businessman Warren Mosler. It was lifted and placed on water for the first time. Gold Coast Yachts have been building yachts here for 31 years, with the QE4 being boat number 170. The company has built 3 boats that are on the island, 14 in St. Thomas, 4 in St. John, and all through the Caribbean, the mainland, U.S., and Hawaii. The vessel weighs between 27,000 to 28,000 pounds once installed. After a Coast Guard test to receive certification, the boat is expected to be ready for commercial use in about 1 month. WAPA has scheduled an electrical service interruption to a portion of St. Thomas Feeder 9D. Just a quick note, that's on Thursday, May 12, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Approximately 400 customers in the areas of Premier Wine and Spirits, Estate Bavoni, and the Bavoni housing community will be affected, and a portion of St. Thomas Feeder 7A for Friday, May 13th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Approximately 122 customers in the Hull Bay area will be affected, while crews transfer primary lines for both cases. Motorists are advised to use extreme caution. Commissioner of Health nominee Michelle Davis and the USVI Maternal Child Health and Children with Special Care Needs Program and St. Andrew's Development, they unveiled a new interactive wellness kiosk that we talked about and a tablet program that provides important health information, and that was on Tuesday. Now another unveiling was held on St. Thomas today at the MCH Clinic. Here's more. New technology for healthier mothers and children in the territory has been unveiled. On Tuesday, the new interactive wellness kiosk and tablet program was shared.
Well, this kiosk helps supplement our health education practices within the clinics. It is a direct access tool and it's web-based. The clients can come in and directly access the portal.
It provides important health information, especially for women. The touchscreen kiosk and tablets provide a wide range of info on healthy eating as well as cribs for kids, an application that helps every baby sleep safer.
This kiosk was completed in collaboration with St. Andrew's Development, Inc. We worked on the kiosk for a couple of years, and we decided what portals we wanted to introduce, and we formulated the structure, the information that was going to be put in the actual kiosk modules, and they were fortunate and gracious to come down and set up for us and install the portals this week, and we're going to unveil it to the community as well as have some staff training on site.
Topics under the healthy nutrition application include infant formula and baby foods, dairy and dairy substitutes, whole grains, beans, and peanut butter.
We decided what information we were going to place on the kiosk based on the outcomes that we see within our population in the clinic.
The kiosks and tablets also include a telephone number to connect the user with the Maternal Child Health Program.
It's Nurses Week, and I think it's an opportune time both to introduce this kiosk as a supplemental resource for our nursing staff, for our community, for our patients that actually come into the clinics, and of course we have to extend a warm and thoughtful and gracious Happy Nurses Week to all of our nursing staff within the territory.
The Maternal Child Health and Children with Special Needs Care Program has been in the Virgin Islands for over 40 years. For more information, you can call 340-718-1311, that's on St. Croix, or 340-777-8804, that's for St. Thomas St. John District. Well, the University of the Virgin Islands nursing pinning ceremony was held today on the Great Hall on the Albert A. Sheen campus on St. Croix. The students took a sacred oath of commitment, the Florence Nightingale Pledge. At the ceremony, the new nurses were presented with the pins by the nursing faculty, lit traditional candles, and then recited the Nightingale Pledge. Now, that pledge is named after Florence Nightingale, considered by many to be the founder of modern nursing. Friends, family, and the public attended the ceremony. Congratulations to all the nurses. A pinning ceremony was also held on St. Thomas. National Nurses Week is recognized from May 6th to Thursday, May 12th. Remember, UVI commencement ceremonies are set for Thursday, May 12th and Friday, May 13th, St. Thomas and St. Croix, respectively. The 52nd annual commencement will award nearly 300 degrees. The class speaker on the St. Thomas campus will be Patrice Harris. The class speaker on the Albert A. Sheen campus will be Akeem O. McIntosh, Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies. Sir Hilary Beckles, distinguished scholar, international historian, transformation leader, and Caribbean intellectual, will be UVI's 2016 commencement keynote speaker. Celebrate dancing classrooms of the VI this week on Thursday, May 12 at Antilles School's Prior Gillette Hall. Dancing Classrooms is one of 3 organizations featured in a new local documentary, A Place to Be Happy, which will be screened at the PJ Hall at 7 p.m. It's open and free to the public. Now, on Friday night, a reception starts at 5 p.m. at the VI Council on the Arts building in downtown St. Thomas, and then again 3 p.m. on Saturday, May 14th at the Reichel Center for the Colors of the Rainbow finale. It features students from schools across the district. It is National Travel and Tourism Week. The USVI Department of Tourism has planned a number of activities in the territory designed to build tourism awareness, including a territory-wide roadside cleanup on May 21st. Now, on St. Croix, there are 4 zones, on St. Thomas, 6 zones, and on St. John, 2 zones. They invite you to volunteer and show your VI pride. Free t-shirts and water for all volunteers. For information, you can call on St. Thomas, it's 340-774-8784. On St. John, it's 776-6450. And St. Croix, it's 772-0357. Speaking of beauty, we all see the beautiful displays around the island. Learn more. The St. Thomas Hibiscus Society is inviting all to the 38th annual Hibiscus Show and Plant Sale. It's going to be honoring Austin Babe Monsanto. That's Sunday, May 15th at 1 to 4 p.m. in the Frenchtown Community Center. You can come and see the many colorful varieties of hybrid hibiscus blooms. Purchase a hybrid hibiscus plant or learn about growing and caring for hibiscus. The public is invited to enter hibiscus blooms for judging between 8 to 10 a.m. For more information, you can contact Kane McGrath, who is the president, at 690-3077 or Francis Wenner at 777-8279. VI athletes will be participating in the Summer Olympics game in Rio in August of this year, and the VI Olympic Committee wants to show a little bit of VI history and pride by including some posters of the VI made by students.